Starting your project panning journey can be really, really intimidating, and a lot of people have asked me for my best tips, my best advice when it comes to project panning for beginners, or maybe you're not a beginner and just looking for some tips. Here I am to help you guys today. So this isn't going to be a get ready with me, I'm just going to sit and chat, but I did do a get ready with me with this look today. I'll leave it linked in the cards if you are interested, because I feel fierce. I've got my new top on, very bright yellow. I'm trying to get into more colourful clothing, so what do you guys think? I'm loving it. Just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, like and subscribe. I do so many project pans here. It is kind of ridiculous. And I also do get ready with me's with bright, fun, colourful makeup. If you're after some makeup inspiration, definitely check out my Instagram, which will be linked down below. I do a hell of a lot of bright, fun, colourful makeup looks, close-ups, reels, things like that. So you will not be stuck for inspiration, I assure you. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight into it with my number one tip, and that is find a project that is right for you. This is such an important one. It's probably the most important one. If you know that you love playing around with different eyeshadows, different looks, different palettes, like different finishes, maybe don't do a pan that palette. But if you're like me and you just want to get creative and really challenge yourself to see if you can in fact commit yourself to one palette for the year, definitely do it. Or if you love panning nail polish, find a nail polish project pan. This is so important because this project is going to be stuck with you for a year. Most of them span a whole year, so it's so important that you're not bored of the palettes that you're panning, or bored of the blushes that you're panning, or the foundations that you're panning, things like that. If you love mixing one part of your routine up, do not pan one product from that routine. I feel like this is such an easy one to like trick yourself into thinking, yeah, I can pan a palette, and then 3 months in, you're like, I can't pan a palette. You've really got to think about the projects that you take on, and I've definitely learned that. I know a lot of people love the random projects because you don't quite know what you're going to get, and you can pick your own usage. So things like Fantasy or Deck of Panning are massive favorites for people because of that. But then again, a lot of people love watching Project Level Up or Pan That Palette because it is a very long commitment project. You've just got to figure out what do you like, what do you not like, what can you be stuck with for a year. It is so important because this means that you will have fun project panning and it won't turn into a chore. My second tip is to not do too many projects at once. I definitely got very overwhelmed with just trying to do as many project pans as humanly possible. I only have one face and there's only about 30 days in a month, so I can't do 30 different projects because then I'm only giving 1 day worth of progress on average to each project. It's just unrealistic. I feel like right now I've taken on a good amount of projects for me, maybe slightly overwhelming, but you know, I love to torture myself here on this channel. I love to get amazing progress. It is something that is ingrained in my brain, but just don't take on so many. Start with 1 or 2 and then gradually work your way up. It is something that I did. I started with just an unofficial rolling project pan, and then slowly but surely I added more and more and more. And the way that I added more is by finding gaps in my project panning schedule, I guess. So one of my latest projects was Project Level Up, and that is because, you know, I thought I could do it. I thought, you know what, if I take eyeshadows out of these random projects and dedicate it to Level Up, I can make room for it. Don't just do 10 eyeshadow projects because then you are going to be so overwhelmed and you're not going to get the progress that you want. My third tip is not to set crazy goals. Don't set goals to hit pan in 50 blushes in a year. It's not going to happen, hon. I'm really sorry, it's not. Unless you Franken that to absolute extremes, it really is not going to happen. Hitting pan in 1 blush in a year, maybe 2 is realistic depending on your collection. It is really hard to set good goals. And I guarantee you that at first it may be really, really hard, but once you get into project panning and you start realizing how long things take to use up or hit pan, then you will have a better idea. It's all about dipping your toe in, seeing, experimenting, and then you will get a better understanding the further that you go along with it. But it is very, very difficult at the start. And that is why I love projects like Project 10 Uses, because it's 10 uses. You know how many uses it is. You know the end goal. Sometimes with a hit pan goal, like I have a highlighter right now, every day I use it. I'm like, have I hit pan? I'm turning it in all different like lightings, and I'm trying to see. With a Project 10 Uses, you can go, hey, I've hit 10 uses. I've hit my goal. Sometimes hitting pan on things is not the end goal. Sometimes hitting 5 uses is the end goal, and that is amazing. You're still getting amazing use out of products. So don't push yourself to have finish goals, hit pan goals in everything, because sometimes you just need to chill. Number 4 is something that I have also struggled with, and that is not to neglect your wider collection in favor of project panning. I've said in the intro, I do a hell of a lot of project pans, so this is tough for me. And that is another reason why I introduced a kind of more casual project like Project 10 Uses into my channel. And that is so that I can just commitment free pick at my wider collection and make sure things like that don't get neglected. It is also true for my No Pan Left Behind project pan. If you want an eyeshadow panning project without the commitment, No Pan Left Behind is amazing. I pick one pre-made palette and one single eyeshadow palette, and I use every shade one time. That is it. That is all the commitment that there needs to be, but I'm still getting so much good use on my wider eyeshadow collections that aren't my Pan That palette, that aren't my Pan Those Eyeshadows, that aren't my Project Level Up, and I feel really, really good for it. Number 5 is do not hate pan. Oh my god, hate panning is the worst. If you have an eyeshadow that you hate, just declutter it or franken it into something that you don't hate. Do not force yourself to finish products that you don't like, because that's going to give your brain this really negative aspect of project panning, this really like horrible, like, oh, I've got to do my makeup today. Makeup should be so fun. I sat here this morning and it was just so, like, I was just adding gems, adding glitter, adding liner because I thought it was fun. If I had an eyeshadow that I really didn't like and I just thought, oh, I've got to use it, doing my makeup wouldn't be fun. I wouldn't enjoy project panning. Project panning is all about having fun, playing with makeup, pushing yourself out your comfort zone, and having products that hold you back from that is not worth it. Declutter it. It's fine. Decluttering is not bad. I feel like that's a thing in the project panning community. Sometimes people think that just like decluttering a product is not good. Like you have to finish it. You don't have to finish it. Just be kind to yourself. Number 6 is if you need it, give yourself a break. Just have a month off a specific project if you need it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're all good here on YouTube. I feel like if you update your projects publicly, this can be a really big setback. I felt this definitely before, and maybe it's something that I will do in the future, because sometimes I do feel like I need a break from a certain project. Maybe I won't update that project that month. That's fine. I don't owe anyone updates, and even if you are itching for that update, just wait another month. You will be fine, I promise you. And who knows, maybe in that 2-month span, there will be even more progress than if I just force myself to use it for 1 month. Giving yourself breaks is so important in every aspect of life, and project panning is no different. It is so fun, but once it starts getting more chore-like and more not fun, you know it's time. It's okay. Treat yourself to your main collection, have a play month, and then get back to it at another time. Number 7 is if you don't hit your goals, it's not the end of the world. I was panning my Modern Renaissance palette last year. It is a big palette for me. For me to finish that palette in 1 year is a huge ask, but that was my little goal in my brain. It was like, I have to finish this palette in a year. And of course, I didn't finish that palette in a year, and that's completely fine. I'm happy with that. I'm so grateful for the progress that I did make in that palette. I think I finished about 7 shades last year, which is incredible. I finished 7 eyeshadows in that palette. Yeah, I didn't finish the whole thing. Yeah, I'm still working on it. but I love that palette. I'm fine with that. There's been a few updates where I haven't had anything to roll out, and that's fine as well. There was definitely something in my brain that is like, if I don't have a rollout in every single video, I'm a failure. That is not the case at all. I'm still getting really good use on my products. I'm still loving my products. Who cares if I don't have a pan that month? It's okay. I'm sure you guys aren't gonna unsubscribe because I don't have a pan. It's fine. Again, it should be fun. It shouldn't be this like military homework thing. That's what I feel like a lot of people think. Like hitting pan in an eyeshadow is homework for that month. You have to do it. You really don't. Just have fun. As long as you're having fun, you're doing amazing. Number 8 is have a good organization system. So I did a massive video all about how I organize my project pans. If you missed it, I'll link it up in the cards. But this is so important because it really lets you see your progress in a really, really good way. If you have about 7 bits of paper floating around your room and you're going, oh my God, where's my deck of panning sheet of paper? Where's this? Where's that? Where's the other? It's just going to get so messy and overwhelming. I keep all of my project pan progress in this little makeup Bible. Again, definitely go and see that video if you are looking for ways to organize project pans, because this, not to brag, this is the best way of project panning organization I can possibly think of. And I guarantee it will help you if you're struggling in that aspect. Number 9 is don't just project pan your favorite products. And this kind of goes against hate panning, but not really. Stay with me. Panning your favorite products is amazing. It gives you so much joy. You love doing your face every day, but then eventually you will run out of your favorites, and then you'll only have your, not products you don't like, but your maybe not as favorite products. Give it a nice mix of things. Treat yourself to that favorite eyeshadow, but also use that blush that maybe you're like on the fence about. This is also an amazing way of determining whether you want to declutter a product or whether you want to keep a product. And again, Project 10 Uses for me is an amazing way of doing that. If I'm on the fence about a product, I don't really know if I like it or not, I'll throw it in a Project 10 Uses, I'll use it 10 times, and by the end of those 10 uses, more often than not, I know whether I want to keep it or not. Project panning is such a great way of determining your true thoughts and opinions about products, and I love it for that. And finally, number 10 is frankening is your best friend. Frankening products is so satisfying. I have a hell of a lot of shorts and videos about frankening products, frankening makeup. If you're new to frankening, there are so many videos on the internet about how to franken products. I think I have my own. I will link it in the cards if I do. I'm not promising though. Maybe that's something that I really need to do. But making your own blush from eyeshadows is so much fun, especially if, like, let's say a brand new blush has just been released. It is your absolute dream blush. You go to sleep at night, you dream about that blush, you dream about putting it on your cheeks, but it's £300. Oh no! It honestly wouldn't surprise me with the state of the economy and makeup prices right now, but here we go. But I have so many pink eyeshadows that I'm never, ever, ever, ever gonna get through them all. So I'm gonna scrape a little bit of this peachy pink out, scrape a little bit of this pastel pink out, scrape a little bit of this hot pink out, maybe a bit of orange, maybe a bit of yellow, maybe a bit of like shimmer, mix it all up, and you have your own Franken custom blush. You can do it with eyeshadows, you can do it with blush, bronzers, highlighters, you can even do it with foundations. Mix a bit of a dark foundation, bit of a light foundation, you've got your custom foundation. I love frankening so much. It is such a great way of using products that maybe you don't particularly like and making them into something that you love. My Pan That Face palette has had a Franken blush in it all year, all of last year and this year as well. I'm wearing it today. Am I bored of it? No. It's got 2 eyeshadows and 1 blush in it, so when I do finally finish that product, it's gonna be amazing. And that again is great. If you Franken 4 eyeshadows into 1 bronzer and then you finish that bronzer, that's 4 eyeshadows out of your collection. How amazing is that? That is so much better than just 1 bronzer. I just love frankening. It gives me so much joy, and definitely try it if you're on the fence about some things. So they are my tips for project panning. Making the most of your makeup collection, making the most of your project panning goals. Definitely let me know if you have your own super mega ultra project panning tip. Help us all out. Maybe maybe you have the answer to project panning. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I upload every single day for you guys, so there are always new videos coming your way. Have an incredible day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye!